Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good. Last session we updated this branch here for the movement speed. Right, so we said we wanted to test this branch, perf batch particle draws. Let's see. Mauler, where's it? Here. Fetch and prune. There we go. Pull. So, then we build that. While we wait for that, so let's see. 1, 2, 3. Rebased. Let's take a look. So, minus load save. Yeah, pass load save. The comment needs to be here. The feature comment needs to be here. Simulate replay. Or it's not empty. Can be one line. Or maybe not, I don't know. Load save game. Global data. If this is specified, load is save game file from the command line. Load is save game. Command line. What? Is headless omitted block? Is headless omitted block? This looks like slop here. X for skip. Fatigue system, terrain visual, ghost object. Rain visual. this looks like a hack. The dummies would be better if the dummies, if the dummy implementations drove this decision. Decision somehow. Yeah. Load save game empty. What? Boah. Instead of cramping more code into this function, execute. It is not great that this is run every main update. Perhaps this can be implemented more elegantly. Not safe, not safe. Yeah. Execute. Prepare new game. Hide shell quitting. Prepare new game. Execute. Ah, here's a loop. Main loop. Okay, so the loop is here. Right. Okay, now then it's fine. Who's calling this function? Execute. So game engine.execute. That is. Who's calling this guy? Anyone? Oh boy. Game main. Mm-hmm. Simulate replace. Run it. Execute. Mm-hmm. Quitting true. Huh? Quitting true. Mm. 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 Execute. Mm. Mm-hmm. Should this logic perhaps be in game main? That is also where replay simulation is kicked off. Perhaps be called in game main. This logic better be inside game main. Execute looks to be intended for the main loop. The main for the main update loop. Mm-hmm. What is this here? Headless, X for skip. Okay. Snapshot. Save data. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. X for save data. X for save. Load a save game file from the command line. Load a save game file from the command line. Data. This is a constructor, right? Jesus, how long is this thing? It is a constructor. Superfluous call in constructor. Okay. Load a save game directly from the command line. Game states. Okay, but it seems logical that this would work. Yeah. Game info. File name. Game info. Why make this copy? Redundant copy. String copy. Result clear. Grow data. Game engine. Game main. Run it. Execute. Execute. Execute game engine. Execute. turn instead. Better move this into a new function. Call it here. Function call it here. Better move this block. So either move this into a subfunction here and then call it, or move it into game main. But it looks like game main is also not the right place. It's here for initializing game engine, executing it. Simulated replays. Yeah, I guess it fits here. What does game engine have? Game engine init, time frozen. Let me ask here. So this save game. It looks like only game engine uses this. Use it. Maybe pass. Let's go to command line. Yeah. False. Only game engine use it. But at this time game engine doesn't exist yet. Right. Okay. Right, we can't write to game engine because it doesn't exist at the time this is passed. I see. Okay, well then that's fine, yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's delete this comment. Okay. Full pass. Yeah. Load game. Let me see that. Game info. Game state load game. Makes a copy of it, doesn't it? Wow. While edits, can make game set load game, take game info by const ref. Game info. Hide shell. The shell, hide shell. Turn. Yeah. Needs polishing. Okay, great. Then I think we compiled this branch here, so let's give it a spin. Let's give it a spin. Okay. So, what did we want to test? Particles. So, we don't have a particle test map really, right? Let's load this one here. Nice circles. Also nice collection of flags, yeah. Oh, it's just two. Okay. Let's get some planes here. It rotates so slow. Okay, I think particles are drawing, as far as we can tell. Yeah. Okay. Maybe we can give the big test map a try and just attack with all the units to see if anything looks odd there. Skirmish. Medium, USA. So we just take all these units here and we go attack. Which will be very slow. We take some more units and more. Okay. Okay, there we go. Let's take a look. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, we can already see there are a bunch of particles missing. Oh, that doesn't look good. Let's take a screenshot. Yeah, so I see almost no particles here. Which seems odd. Okay, let me get those screenshots. So here, almost no particles. Yeah, let's take these two screenshots. I tested this on big map with many fights and almost no particles are drawn. With many fights, almost no particles are drawn on screen. Not sure if that's. Not sure if that is. Not sure if that is a retail bug, but I think there's something wrong, like particles on the entire map prevents particles from drawing in view. It's also retail bug. But it indicates that something is fundamentally wrong, like particles. Okay. Yeah. Let me double check. Maybe I should have done that before. If this also happened before already. So let's go to main branch. And then we compile that. So what do we have here? Originally, I used Slumlord's 2-pass implementation. Truncate after serializing with collision handling. Too complicated for what is ultimately a hack. So I narrowed it to keep the retail per slot budgeting and only make the truncation itself bounded. The hang is that landmarks can go non-positive, and remove last char on an empty string is a no-op. So the old loop never exits. Truncate player name empties the name in that case instead. Total length bounding and collision handling intentionally left out. The legacy budget can still exceed 400 bytes. Legacy budget can still exceed. And bounding the total belongs to the wider fix. Then bounding the total belongs with a wider fix for the limit. Okay, I don't understand what that means. But Slum not already implemented all this logic. Why not use it then? Just put it behind. Just put it behind macros. Already implement all this logic. Why not use it then? Can put it behind macros and compile out for retail compatible fixes. It's too complicated for what is ultimately a hack. Truncate name, player name, empties the name. Total length by. Bounding the total. So what about this? Still work in progress, okay. How about we compile with the release and the game will be a bit faster, not so laggy. So what do we have currently approved? Diving missiles. Fix missile AI updates. Diving missiles, not miss moving targets. Okay. Confirm, squash, and merge. Yeah. So let's give this a spin here. So let's see if the particles will also disappear here. So let's do 30. Yeah, I definitely see more particles here, I think. Yeah. There are more particles here. Hmm. Hmm. Let's test it again. Restart. Let's take all the forces, attack. Oof, that didn't work. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I think there are more particles, right? Mm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let me write here. Not sure what you mean there, since there are particles everywhere in those images. Um, there are, I just compared it against main branch, and there are now far less particles in busy scenes. Hmm. 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 Maybe I can show how it looks when it's busy. Can we maybe send all of them at once? Let's try it like this. Okay, there we go. And let's zoom in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so these were some busier scenes. Let's see if the screenshots are looking good. Yeah, like this, right? This is a good sample screenshot. Mm-hmm. Was it something visible when using debug numbers? This is how a busy particle scene, busy particle scene looks like. So So let's say we take this one here. So here we see a lot of particles, and here there are almost none. Like there's no explosions, no nothing. It's really looks dull, like you can see it. And this one is full of action here. Big explosions. Okay, good. Okay, it's time, 57 minutes. Good. Let's see what I need to work on next in terms of my own changes. Rebased, looking crispy, he says. Looking crispy. So this one says wait for committee approval because of, so there's two fixes in here, the radius surge and the radius damage, and this one is still using the legacy behavior. Let me blacken the screen real quick and check if there is already a vote result on this. Now I cannot show it because I'm asked to not show voting results on design changes, but I can tell if it has passed or not. So let me check. I would expect not. It's probably still busy deciding. Yeah, there's many votes missing. Okay. Okay, let's put the screen back. Okay, but what we can do is yeah, then I think we just wait for this. That's fine. Okay. Okay, we still have decoupled particles render update from logic step. Right. Yeah. So decoupled particle update. Okay, let's go to it. Rebase. Rebase. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Last logic frame update. All right. Particles is. So I remember that we looked over this already in the past. Here we had some changes here. Okay, so what I wanted to do with this is ask Claude to make an audit of this. So let's ask here. How do we best ask this? Simplify transform update. Unused class member. Yeah. How about we ask it to audit each of these commits individually? Yeah, maybe that would be easiest. Yeah. So okay. May do a code review for the first commit of branch this. Ignore the later commits. First commit. Maybe also give it a number. The first commit. Code review for the first commit. This one of branch. Ignore the later commits. We'll review that commit. Okay, hopefully, hopefully it won't complain about too many things. No. I think there's one problem. If it now looks into these files and they have a state. Okay, it does make a diff here. Okay, I think it understands. Yeah, it probably understands. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Target. Yeah. Okay, this one looks good. Version. Previous task. Those are task repair. Task. Resume. Okay, so there was more complexity added to this. Oh boy. Well, that sucks. So let's see. Oh my goodness. Verified save. Oh man. Retest line. The two functions are coupled. Throw that side effect. Failure case. Does more than its name says. Draw does not draw. For a single bool. Visibility states. What's wrong with it? visibility state is shrouded. Where are we? Here. Update visibility. Yeah, the problem with this boolean though is that you wouldn't know what that means. That's a problem. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Here. So if we don't have a visibility state, if you return a bool here, you don't know what that means. It's supposed to be meaning is shrouded. And so if you give it an explicit name here in this visibility state struct, then it's self-documenting what this returns. That's the whole purpose. So I don't agree with this feedback here. Scope creep. Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't care. Duplicate branch structure now exists twice in two functions. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Clears the ID, then tests. Fair case. Was never reached. A system with both this and this, whose drawable has been destroyed. Originally, the if-else if guaranteed the object branch was never reached that frame. Now clears the drawable ID first. So update transform false into the else if. Clears. Update this. Okay. See that? I can't go to this function. Okay, I don't see the concern here. Update visibility. Update visibility. Update here. So what's the problem? What's the problem? Clears the ID that update transform then tests. Update transform. Clears ID that update transform. Clears ID. A system with both, whose drawable has been destroyed. Originally guaranteed the object branch was never reached. Exactly. Resolve the attachment once and hand the result to the transform step. Yeah, okay, so this is the only change I care for. The others are, I don't care. Okay, yeah, it's an interesting observation, I would say. Resolve the attachment once. Resolve the attachment once and hand the result to the transform step. Okay, how about we do the following? First, we push what we have right now to the remote. So we have a safe copy, yeah? So then fix that these sources resolve the attachment once and hand the result to the transform step. Where's this called? Here. Okay. Update transform. Update transform. Update transform. Update transform. A single update attachment that returns the resolved parent X form, rather than two functions each revoking the ID chain. Control particle. rotation. Object transform. Well, that sucks. Particle system update. Yeah. Update transform. Destroy ourselves. Well, we destroy ourselves, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Destroy. Destroy. Stop emitting. Destroy. Maybe I think the fix here is to move this thing in here into this condition. Because yeah, if it is destroyed, then there's no point in doing anything now. So I think we just need to move it down here. Let me ask to address one. How about we move update transform. We move the update transform call into the if destroyed false branch. I think that would work. Good instinct. That's a smaller change. Let me check whether the transform still matters before endorsing it. The proposal works and it's safe, but it needs to go in one level deeper. I trace every reader, writes, There are exactly two. It's destroyed faults. Nothing else reads them. Existing particles carry their own world space positions. But update isn't the only caller. Also quotes update transform false. The guard only goes in update. The render step still walks the ID chain. Just cleared. Can still fall into the else if. The divergence just relocates from the logic step to the render step, which is harder to spot. So put the guard inside update transform. Instead, covering both core sides and any future one. Okay. One caveat. Fix create but it holds an indirect reason. Update visibility. Clears attachment ID only on the path where it call also calls destroy. Standing for an ID was just cleared. That's true today. Yeah. There's another alternative. You could also clear both. You could clear both. Lose our attachment to it. I think they are meant to be mutually exclusive, right? How about attach to object? Update visibility. Let me ask another question. Or how about in attach to drawbar and attach to objects. We set the other ID to invalid or put in assert if the other is set. Yeah, let's ask that. That would be also an option. Okay, so this one was solved. Resume previous task. It's a bit sad that we need a virtual function for setting a previous task. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. Where's this called? On disabled edge. Current task. Cancel task. Cancel task. Cancel task. Attempt to resume task. I do not like this. Do not like this set previous task design because it is weird that an external caller can set such a state which is dependent on follow-up states. Because it is strange that an external caller can set such a state which is then dependent on the follow-up states. Then dependent on canceling the task. Instead, how about have a so this is the only caller. It's the only caller, isn't it? Yeah. External caller can set such a state. So how about have an argument for cancel task that takes care of it. Have a new function arguments. So nothing sets the previous task other than this function. Is that right? Or not? Who sets previous task? Resume previous task. Set previous task. Resume. Who's calling this here? I think we need to get this branch here and look at it. Fix previous dozer task. First, let's check this. No call set ever sets both. Repairing, I would go with this over, and you only need one of the two. Why it's a better fix? Structure in both already assumes mutual exclusion. It just never says so. Enforcing it at the setters makes the assumption true instead of guarding against its violation. Yeah, it makes the split generally equivalent to the original. Do both the clear and the assert. Assert alone leaves release builds able to diverge. Clearing alone silently papers over a caller mistake. One detail, only clear on a null attach. Stop pause. Okay, let's go to these functions. So okay. Then we have ID. Okay. Let's copy pasta this here. Okay. Draw the ID. Already touched to a drawable. And so the xfirm So it suggested I can in principle restore both sets. No shipping build can produce. Mirror the assert after the load. Okay. Then how about we just add an assert here. Here, let's put it here. So we say if this is not invalid, was it drawable ID? Oh boy. Drawable ID. If it is not invalid drawable ID, and if we just need one condition, and it's not invalid. Invalid object ID. Then we do this here. Let's add it to the end of it. Okay. How do we write erroneously? Oh, almost correct. Mistaken manner. Both. I don't know the correct grammar or whatever. Okay, I think that works. No? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I use Slumlord's diagnosis, but not his whole implementation. Greatness score. So, what about this one now? Is this good? Fixed based on feedback and did a little more cleanup. Okay, let's see. Invalid volume particle depth 0. It's not initialized, okay. Defaults, okay. Min volume particle depth 2. Optimum 6, max 16, okay. I think that makes sense, yeah. Defaults, okay. I think maybe we can return. Let's see. Let me ask. Is this condition now still necessary? Or can we just return? This one is part of particle system, right? No, it's particle system template. No, it's particle system. Assuming the template holds a validated depth, the condition here should be not needed. The template holds a validated depth value. The condition here should no longer be needed. Should no longer be needed. Okay. Friend innie. Blah blah blah. What is this here? Default 0. Okay. Invalid. System info. Default. Default for ticket debts. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think just this one can be simplified now. So as long as the template here, find template, new template. From init. How about move these validation steps into a new function, inside inside the template class. I've seen the same approach with locomotor template, for example. I think it was locomotor template. Let me check that. Oh boy, what is this? Boah. What is taking so long here? What is this? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm bottlenecked by Visual Studio loading speed. There was a survey once, a year ago or so, where they asked what should we improve in Visual Studio. I named performance. Here, validates, eh? That is validates. To new function inside the template class. I've seen the same approach with validates. Yep. Okay. There we go. Okay, great. Yeah. All videos and images in the PR description appear broken. Oof. Appear broken. Oh, is that so? Oh. Let me open this in a... Can we open a incognito tab here? I don't know. Does Google Chrome have incognito tabs? Google Chrome incognito tab. New incognito window. Here. Aha. Let's take a look at that. Oh. Oh. Well, that sucks. I see. Yeah. Why is this not possible. Maybe I need to re-upload it here. Maybe... What if we... What if we did it like so? Well, that doesn't work. Why is this not showing? It's showing for me here. But it's not showing here. So maybe it's only showing when I log into my account. Okay. Maybe I need to download all the files again and then re-upload them here. Yeah. Okay. Do I still have them on disk? That's probably easier to just download it again. Well, I will do it after this session here. Yeah. Good. I think I will end it here. Then I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.